It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Friday, the 12th of January. I'm Michael Groff. The big weather headlines across the nation will involve Arctic air plunging southward and putting much of the central and eastern parts of the country in the deep freeze. But around here, that's not the case. In fact, we're going to see a warming trend as we go into next week, with temperatures actually getting above average for the first time in a while. Unfortunately, it's also going to result in dry conditions for us for the foreseeable future. No shot at any rain, and we really could use some. And we'll see if the weather pattern looks to change for us in a good way anytime soon. All right, we'll talk about all of that and everything else in just a moment. But first, it is Friday, so that means it's Photo Friday here, and that's where we take a look at some of the photos and or videos that you guys have submitted. And first up, David Parnell. The place, Perry High School. The time, last Saturday. He's attending more high school sports. Beautiful pictures, beautiful weather. It's more of the same around here. Then we've got a new submitter to Photo Friday. This is Kale, sending in some pictures, saying that they're a longtime viewer of our videos for many years and finally decided to jump on in and send in some photos. And I'm glad that you did that, because this one here is from New Year's Eve, the last sunset of 2023. Gorgeous picture there. And glad to see that. And here's another shot of that. And then this is from, I believe, a little over a week ago. And again, these are from Kale. Very nice pictures. Glad to see those. Thank you for your first-time submission. Hopefully you send in some more. From a first-timer to a veteran that we haven't heard from in a while, and we don't normally hear too much from this time of the year, but it's our good friend Ryan Seek. And he dusted off his can and he went out there, got some pictures recently out in the deserts. And even though there hasn't been a lot of big storms to take a picture of, because that's his jam, taking pictures of the thunderstorms, the severe weather, the monsoon stuff, that's what he normally does. And obviously we're in the off season now, but he still does sometimes surprise us and send in pictures like these. And I'm glad he does, because these are gorgeous, of course. The deserts and the rainbows and the sunsets and the landscapes, the cloudscapes, all that stuff that he wants to send in. And I'm glad that he's still doing that for us. Gorgeous pictures as always. So thank you to Ryan. Thanks, David. And thank you to Kale. Thank you, everybody, for making this segment possible each and every week. Of course, we couldn't do it without you. Photo Friday. And if you're out there right now and you're like, I'd love to send in my pictures, my Photo Friday stuff, well, do so. Send them to my email address. groffshow@gmail.com is the email address. That is GROFF show@gmail.com for Photo Friday. All right, let's get into it here. Looking at that almanac from yesterday, 58 degrees, the afternoon high, 39, the morning low. And that's obviously below those averages of 67 and 46. Now, officially at Sky Harbor, we did pick up 1/100th of an inch of rain. But there were a few of you across the valley that not only had some rain, you had a little hail and even some graupel around and just outside of Phoenix yesterday as our cold front came on through. But generally, as I mentioned, and as we talked about quite a bit, that was not a significant precipitation-producing storm yesterday, unfortunately. All right, as we take a look outside right now here, just about 11 o'clock, we've got mostly sunny sky and... Yep, sorry about that. We've got 48 degrees at Sky Harbor, 2.19. Humidity 32%, winds light, barometer steady. I'm jumping the gun here. Here's that upper air weather pattern across the nation. That system that came through here yesterday, it's moving off to the east, moving into the eastern half of the country, going negative tilt as it does. And that means to the south and east of it, in the warm sector, we've got some strong and severe storms to worry about. Ahead of it as well, we've got plenty of precipitation on the backside, some snow, very windy conditions. And a big mess. And most of the country seeing a lot of wild weather, but not here. We're in a dry northwesterly flow, and gradually a ridge is actually going to build in here and give us warmer temperatures. And the main storm track is going to stay to the north of us for quite some time. But take a look at this watch warning map. It's been very busy for the last several days. They're running out of colors to use on here. And again, there's just not enough time to go over all of the advisories here, but much of the central and eastern parts of the country, really from Brownsville, Texas, up to Minneapolis, St. Paul, over to Bangor and Caribou, Maine, and all the way through the Atlantic coast, wind advisories and or high wind warnings are ongoing there. You've got blizzard warnings, parts of Nebraska and Iowa, as well as portions of Wisconsin and Michigan, and back here in the Pacific Northwest over Idaho, we've got some blizzard conditions, blowing snow, and winter weather conditions up there as well. And just about any kind of advisory you can imagine. Now, for us here in Arizona, we're one of the only states that doesn't have anything going on right now because our freeze warnings have expired. Now, that's not to say we couldn't see some more freezing temperatures tonight, so be aware of that. But widespread freezing temperatures not as likely, as we should be a bit warmer tonight, and we'll talk about that more in just a moment. The convective outlook for today, we do have that standard slight risk of severe storms, level 2 out of 5, again for portions of the southeast U.S., Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, parts of the Carolinas, North Florida, with a marginal risk for the adjacent regions there. And here's the precipitation outlook valid through Friday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide precipitation amounts, basically nothing. Weather here is going to calm down for a while, and we'll talk about what's going on with this ever-changing, ever-evolving weather pattern now as we get to the models. Have a look at it. This is the GFS, the 12Z run. And this is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. There's that trough going negative tilts for the eastern parts of the country. Strong and severe storms possible over the southeast U.S. Another system is on the backside of this over the Rockies and moving down toward the Plain States, and the door is being kicked open for Arctic air to plunge southward with time, and that's going to happen here over the next several days. But guess what? We're under a dry northwesterly flow here in Arizona, and things are just quiet. So what it means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, mostly sunny sky. Now, it's still going to be coolish out there with highs in the mid-50s, about 10 degrees or so below average for this time of year. Tonight, again, with cool air around and dry conditions, it will be chilly. Overnight lows, upper 20s in the cold spots and mid-30s for the urban core. So again, if you are in anywhere outside of downtown Phoenix or the normal warmer parts of greater Phoenix, I would suggest covering up those plants again, bringing in those pets as always. Yeah, keep them indoors and just keep yourself warm. It's going to be another cool night, but then tomorrow, we are mostly sunny and warmer, but check out that storm system moving into the Pacific Northwest and the northern Great Basin. Plenty of rain and wind and mountain snow with that, but all of that is going to remain well to the north of us. And tomorrow for Phoenix, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, upper 50s to low 60s for the high, so again, a little below average. Sunday, low to mid 60s for the high, getting closer to normal for this time of year. Again, the sky mostly sunny to partly cloudy. And then Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And here comes the Arctic air. It is just surging south over the central and eastern parts of the country. See that surface boundary lining up for the middle Atlantic back toward the southern plain states. And we're going to see snow breaking out for Kansas, Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas. And then by Monday night and Tuesday, that's going to shift even further to the south over parts of Louisiana, southern Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, maybe North Georgia. There could be some freezing precipitation in there too. Obviously, the devil is in the details and all of that. And I'm glad I'm not forecasting there because that is going to be something, that is a forecast challenge and a forecast nightmare. But nevertheless, there could be some wintry precipitation down into parts of the deep south by Monday and Tuesday. And obviously very cold temperatures. But while that's going on here on Monday, it's just going to be a beautiful day with highs low to mid 60s. And more the same even on Tuesday. Again, while the central and eastern parts of the country go into the deep freeze and we see lows in the teens all the way down to the Gulf Coast, for us, temperatures continue to slowly climb. I'd say highs mid 60s, maybe even upper 60s here on Tuesday. And Wednesday, we could be touching 70. Again, there could be some passing clouds, but that's going to be about the only sensible weather for us. And then Thursday, look at this. Maybe a little bit more rain and even some snow could be possible in parts of the Mid-South. But here, we're seeing highs again close to 70, maybe even low 70s in warmest desert spots for next Thursday. And a week from today, this is Friday the 19th, and again, we are looking dry. That's a big ridge that's building in here and a dry northwesterly flow, but another reinforcing shot of cold Arctic air for the eastern parts of the country. And then as we go out 10 days, this is Sunday, the 21st. And again, temperatures may start to moderate. And you see the heights are above average over the eastern, actually over much of the contiguous United States, but that's a little misleading. It's still going to be chilly for the eastern parts of the United States. Here in the Southwest, though, we're going to be warm, relatively dry. It looks like there's a weak little wave that may try to come in here, bring us some clouds, but I wouldn't expect any sensible weather out of that other than mid and high-level cloudiness. All right, checking out precipitation off of the GFS Ensemble. This goes out through the 26th of January. And again, you got quite a spread going on here. And we've talked about this for a while. The mean is about 1/3 of an inch. Same thing for the European Ensemble. And it basically the next 10 days stay dry if the ensemble is to be taken at face value. And then after that, and how ensembles work is they do tend to bias toward climatology the further out in time you go. So I'm not necessarily sure we'll even see a major pattern change that favors unsettled weather by the end of the month. I hope we do, and I hope that that's how these things go. But boy, it just isn't looking great right now. And temperatures off the national blend of models. And you can see we're warming up to near average by later this weekend and early next week. And then beyond that, well above normal temperatures. Highs getting up in the low 70s. Who knows? We could even be in the mid 70s at some point. And then maybe a little bit cooler further out there. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here on Monday morning. We've done a video every single day to start the year for the first 12 days of the year, but with no major severe weather or inclement weather expected around here, I think we can safely take the weekend off. Of course, updates, if necessary, before Monday. And if you enjoy what we do here and you want to support us, well, you can always like, subscribe, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. And if you really are that committed and really like what we do here and you want to support us monetarily, you can click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube and make a monetary contribution to us, $2, $5, $500. Every dollar counts in the furtherance of these videos, and we really do appreciate that. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation, and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. So please do go ahead and check her out. And of course, I link her other endeavors as well in the description of my video, her solo adventures to the Philippines. You can check those videos out. I encourage you to do so. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. So greatly appreciated. Please be safe. And you guys have yourselves a great Friday and a wonderful weekend.